Hi, welcome back. I'm back again with something quite interesting. For those who have been following me and my writing, and I'm proud to say there's a bunch of you out there, welcome to this short episode. Today I'm going to dive a little deeper into my third novel. Now, there's a huge part of us who've really pushed me to finish this third monster as fast as I can, and would really love to derive much more pleasure from the themes of hatred in the series, sabotage, spying, the misery in some of the scenes, the love triangles, the deception, the power struggle, corruption, and politics. Some of us are dying to know what John Taylor is doing next. Is he planning to kill someone? What weapon is he gonna use? Who will be his compatriots? Who are his adversaries? What advantage does he have to overcome some of the most notorious nemesis in the history of the world I've been building? Now, for those who have not the slightest clue about the series, here is a burst of short and simple information to this project. Book 1 is out, published back in 2020. Book 2, Torchwood Confinement, came in print just last year. The aforementioned individual, that is John Taylor, is the protagonist who keeps on battling some of the most notorious adversaries a human being can face in the 21st century. But he keeps on winning, losing, and winning. Then comes book 3. This is my current occupation, one that I've been working on for the past 1 year and about 3 months. It's taking shape. And the title of this one is Slow Puncture, and is a continuation of Torchwood Confinement. So let's just say I'm having a blast with this one. Anyway, I'm just kidding. Try writing just a simple report and tell me how it feels staring at a blank page in the middle of a night so cold and silent. Then tell me how it feels your fingers burning up on the keyboard. Tell me how it feels when you cannot write a word or two and you want to smash your hand against the wall. Anyways, I'm sure your first line of defense you'll say, then stop writing so your fingers will not burn at the keyboard. So that said, I'm gonna move straight to my current project, Slow Puncture. Today's snippet comes from a chapter I've been working on recently. That is chapter 15. Now, for those who have read Torture Confinement, you know John Taylor. The protagonist is a captive of a certain terror group I will undertake to keep secret at this particular juncture. It's a terror group you will find screwing you deep into the Black Forest within the narrative, which is the Black Forest is actually located in the state of Baden-Württemberg. It's the largest forest mountain range in southwest Germany, bordered by Rhine Valley to the west and south, and close to the borders with France and Switzerland. Now you might have ask yourself that why is it called the Black Forest? The answer is the Romans gave the mountain range the name Black Forest because of the densely packed conifer trees found in the region. Um, try driving through the forest and the experience will be darkness, total darkness, darker than any other daytime level of light anywhere else in the world. The sky is usually overcast with heavy cloud cover. It will seem unreal and unnatural as your eyes adjust to the low level of light. It has its beauty, yes, but that of a somewhat sinister kind, and for the reason and for that reason, a man you will come to appreciate as Gilbert Sheaf decided to construct a penthouse in an even darker area of the forest he calls Torchwood, and therefore designs he actually designated his out of this world architectural design as the so-called Torchwood penthouse. This sort of thing for the penthouse itself could kind of move. I mean, it could allow the main building in which the inmates were. The penthouse could allow the main building into which the inmates were housed to move through it, very like the all-pneumatic strut of an aircraft. It was basically a marvel to the majority of Torchwood government inclusions. Now, this is where John Taylor is serving his incarceration in company with several other inmates he gets acquainted with. But John isn't just some ordinary inmate. He plans to escape, lures several other inmates in his plan, and therefore chapter 15 begins in chaos. Number one, court proceedings in Hamburg. Number two, Torchwood men in attendance. Then a shakedown is initiated by Mr. Gareth Barrows through his handyman, Mr. Bass, and John Taylor escapes to the basement of the penthouse and makes his way to the tunnels they have been building. And these tunnels will eventually serve as escape routes on the D-Day. So welcome to today's grit of the matter, and that is chapter 15. I'll start. The echo of Orinda's shrieking in the ladies' dorms could reach as far as the gazebo. Those retreating into their chambers could be counted on the fingers of two hands. Of these, Miss Dunn and three others were missing in action. It's the Monday we'd be looking forward to forever. On the supposition that I had done the unthinkable, attention was to be turned towards my flight and would, at least for the next 24 hours, leave Torchwood very much out of breath. I struck my cell phone LED on. The last poem and uploaded on Wattpad will spare sustained morality lessons. This one went thus: life fucks me. Now it's my turn. What are you gonna be for Halloween? Never celebrated it, so I'll be needing ideas. Here we assume I were a monster. Not that real one though, but let me appear to bear this conflict, lest I furnish clues that maybe I was born this way. Not because it's necessary dissonance, no. It's because I always was kind of dislodged in a life created in abundance before me, but one that was then taken in equal measure. Truth is, Miss Dunn and I, in liaison with my compatriots in Munich, were just about to undertake one of the worst phishing attacks in the history of Torchwood crypto ecosystem. You, stop, bawled Mr. Truman. He shot and killed two. Then the other two and vanished. But then he had hardly taken a stride towards his workstation before his shin was caught and sliced with a dagger. Then he was pelted against the wall behind a sack of the garlic he had propped against a rickety chair. I heard his voice from a distance, apprising the head cook of the apprising the head cook of the mistake he might have done. This is Hell's Kitchen, the voices went. You are a dead man. In the course of seconds, the two who had vanished reappeared. A lot of being more mischievous, it's just taking that baseline and manipulating the target to launch at. That was basic in the knee-jerk reaction curriculum Torchwood in this sense. These were kids that were born in this particular area and were between 1 year and about 9 years. So that was basics in the knee-jerk reaction curriculum Torchuls consumed before they were 9. Turn up your nose on stage 2 curricula and your teeth would be pulled out, then sold out in Hamburg before puberty. The underworld inclusion said it was much more fun fretting than being a cheerleader. Fact confirmed. Seth's compatriots seemed to have needed little lead time to let their attack idea stew. Incredible, Gilbert Sheaf believed me. A short text message popped out on my cell phone screen. Well anticipated. So, game on. I proceed. A crook's game isn't hard science. It's a soft skill. It's genius. Praise insight is more crucial than the particular crook's stimuli. A skinny-dipped Gilbert Sheaf, whose routine Philip Oswald had monitored for months via a secret cam they had installed in his luxurious villa in Omsk last year, was the perfect target for an elaborate rule of blockchain lies from a middleman we'd baptized Gary. For this favor, Leo had to be Gary by default, and Gary must have been Leo. But the perfect complicit was a Twitter damsel whose Oswald had installed Rachel by guys, and who, by the specifics of Leo's phishing software default, and to hail from Dublin, Ireland. It was inconceivable to me that a top German billionaire would have had his instincts aroused by a "Hey, how are you?" masterpiece of a salutation and a Cupid emoji to his Twitter reply that he was fine and daddy. First, let's admit Sheaf was drunk, and 2, let's confirm today he had enlisted 6 women of 20-something years to have them take a personal stab at 5 cougars, Philip, and Sin steal his money and play the friend card. The 6 species must have learned the rules of sharing the burden of their master, for by the time they appear to undertake a similar skinny dip ritual at the poolside like impalas, upping the ante for a price to be paid by the villainous cougars. By now, the duo who had retreated and recovered enough stamina to re-enter the fight. I recall how they had talked about the things they would do once the one who went Mr. Whitehand by name did whatever he wanted with Stroman. There was something scary and queer about Jen, the other, who wanted the end cook's hand shrunk. What if shrink his head, said Jen. In the contract we said we'd deliver her hand by today. What if we don't? Whitehand traced his fingers along his beard. He's mine, Jen. Mr. Whitehand thought of telling him that his tenacity kind of filled his veins with a different sort of fire, and that there was nothing disorderly in its burning him. But there was the inherent bad egg, the monster that snagged him short. His eyes, I thought, were alight with a glow that could have happened lots of ways. There was something about his being hoggish, though, that wanted to pierce his hands into Jen's stomach and marvel at the things it would extract. That way, it'd be done with him in a half-stifled gasp. Then he'd go slay Mr. Stroman himself. Thereafter, undertake to shrink his head, watch it burn in hot pebbles, ice in it begging they won't they won't handle the storm of it in the cranium unless someone scooped them out before pressure provoked their popping out. So you will appreciate today's reading was quite short, but that was because I made quite a detailed introduction of whatever I was preparing for us today. But it has been a pleasure, and thank you for keeping me company, and thank you for listening to this episode of my vlog. And the next one is gonna be a blast. So thank you so much, and goodbye until the next time. Thank you. Bye.